What is up, guys? My name is Logan Trammell and I create videos on the internet, vlogs documenting my life, and then a lot of videos with tactical advice on how I've managed to heal Crohn's disease. I've been fighting Crohn's disease for the past 4 years. I almost lost my life twice to it. Within the last 2 years, I was told by my doctor and my surgeon, my GI doctor, that I needed surgery. And these weren't simple stomach surgeries. These were major stomach surgeries that involved them removing all or just a little bit of my intestine. Both of those times, I kind of went against their opinions. I adopted different lifestyle habits, different diet habits, and managed to not only change their mind, but convince them that I could heal my body naturally. On October 1st, I moved to New York City. And when I moved here, I was really starting to focus on my diet and my life and adopting healthy habits that would allow me to live a long, healthy, complication-free life. I started tracking every single thing I was putting in my body and all of my digestion and my energy levels on a daily basis. And I did this for 30 days straight and I felt pretty good. And then I started opening up my eyes to other diets and other types of diets that might even give me more of an advantage and more nutrition and more energy. For the longest time, I always believed that calories and carbs and protein is where you got your energy from. So back when I was first getting into weightlifting and trying to build muscle, I was focused on getting as much protein in my body as possible. I think I was doing 50 to 80 grams of protein in shakes per day. I was eating crappy foods like pizza and all that stuff occasionally just to try to get as much food into my body as possible. Then within the past year or two, I believed that I didn't need any of that. For some reason, I changed my entire belief system, and then I believed that all I needed was plants. And for the past year, I've been literally just eating just plants and just olive oil. It wasn't until the last few weeks that I realized how wrong I have been. So for example, a few years ago when I first found out I had Crohn's disease, I almost died and I got out of the hospital and I was starting the recovery process. I was getting back on my feet quite literally because I couldn't walk. I really didn't have energy to do anything. And that's when I first started getting into weightlifting, solely because I wanted to improve my body and feel better than I was at that moment. Now at this time, I was literally basically stuck in bed. I had just enough energy to go up and down the steps, and I was very sick, I was very malnourished, I was very skinny and weak. So I just followed my dad and I started going to the gym with my dad every single day and eating what he told me to eat, but it basically wasn't around a strict diet. I was just staying away from processed foods and sugars and obviously bad stuff for your body. And this allowed me to put on a decent amount of muscle and feel a lot better. I just improved the quality of my life in the meantime, but I don't think I actually healed my Crohn's disease much. About 2 years ago, I was in Florida for college and I got a stomach infection. This basically cleaned everything that I have built away. I went back down 40 pounds, I lost all my muscle again, back down to a weak little skin and bone person again. And this is when I realized that I wasn't doing as well as I thought. Just avoiding bad sugars and bad foods really wasn't enough for me to heal my body, and there was still a lot of complications that I had that I didn't really realize. When I was in the hospital after that stomach infection, I was told that I needed a major stomach surgery. This surgery included them removing all of my intestine, my stomach, all of my colon, put an ostomy bag on me and all of that, and I was extremely against that. So I went home and I really wanted to change my diet, and we tried for a few weeks, but as soon as I realized that my body was taking food in normally, regardless or not if it was amazing food or just okay food, I kind of just gave up on the idea of eating super healthy and really focusing on that. And I just focused on eating whole foods, which was still much better than I was eating before, but it wasn't the level of where I needed to be at. A few months ago, I was told again that I needed a stomach surgery, only this time it wasn't nearly as complicated, as intense of a stomach surgery. This time it was just a small part that they wanted to go in and remove that wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. But this was enough. Them telling me that I would have to take 1 to 2 months off for the surgery plus recovery was enough to make me make a lot of changes mentally and physically. 2 months in bed isn't worth it to me compared to just trying to learn a better way of living and a better diet. So as soon as they told me that, I started adopting a much healthier diet, and this is where I started going all plants. I cut out everything besides just plants. I would basically wake up, I'd have a spinach and avocado salad and asparagus for breakfast, and I'd basically eat broccoli and cauliflower for the rest of the day. Sometimes sweet potatoes, sometimes other vegetables, but it was super simple. And this worked very well for me. But at the same time, I knew this wasn't the level of nutrition that I actually needed. So once I moved to New York City just over 2 months ago, my roommate actually has a lot of knowledge when it comes to this, and he was introducing me into things like the Bulletproof diet and Bulletproof Coffee. And in the Bulletproof diet, he recommends an 80% fat, 15% protein to 5% carb food ratio according to your body. When I actually broke this down, I actually started tracking my foods based on macros, not based on just how I felt. I realized that 1, I wasn't getting enough protein, 2, I wasn't getting nearly enough fats, and 3, I was consuming way too many carbs. Yes, it doesn't need to be perfect, but I was very far off. Now, why is this true? A lot of people overeat, or a lot of people eat the completely wrong amount of carbs or the wrong amount of protein. And this idea that in order to build muscle, or in order to be strong, in order to be healthy, you just need to load up with as many carbs and as many calories as possible is completely inaccurate. For me, I've actually found that undereating when I was just eating vegetables allowed me to thrive a lot more than when I would overeat on calories. So in my personal experience, undereating was a better diet just because I wasn't giving my body too much, and my body learned how to make the best of what I was giving it. But now that I was taking into account what I should actually be consuming on a daily basis, I realized that adding as many fats as I possibly can, because I actually have yet to hit the amount of fats I should be eating, and adding a little bit of protein every single day and cutting carbs every single day really drastically increased the quality of my energy. And let me tell you why. So for example, people who want to lose weight, they think that they shouldn't eat fat, when in reality, that's the complete opposite, and that's actually completely contradicting what you should actually be doing. Because if you don't eat fat, then your body doesn't get used to and get in the habit of actually breaking down fat on a daily basis. However, if you do eat fat on a daily basis and you have a fat-rich diet, then your body is going to be burning fat, which actually gives you a lot more pure energy, more long-lasting energy. And this will also make your body literally be fueled off of the fat storages in your body. So when I started tapping into this with the Bulletproof Coffee, which is now in my morning routine every single day, I gained so much energy, so much mental clarity first thing in the morning from 7 a.m. to 2 to 5 p.m., even if I didn't eat another thing. That single cup of coffee gives me 7+ hours or more of energy, and it's energy like I've never experienced before. You become extremely mentally clear. You have so much energy. I can run so much better. I can edit so much better. I can read so much better. I can create videos so much better. Everything I do is just put on another level with this coffee. And then on top of that, I also add in the same avocado and spinach salad with asparagus, only now I'm adding a little bit of protein, and I'm actually adding more grass-fed butter, which is even more fat to fuel me, and then I'm adding even more olive oil, which is even more fat to fuel me, and I'm just building my diet around my macros and what my body specifically needs to not just survive, but thrive. So the biggest mistake that I've been making in my diet is the fact that you don't need fats, and that cardio and working out and living is all based off of burning carbs, and that protein is how you get your energy and how you get your muscle and all of that, when in reality you should be fueled on fat, and in reality you don't need as much protein as you think, and in reality you don't even need to eat carbs or start in a day to hit the needs of your carbohydrates. This is something that I've been severely wrong on, and I'll actually link a few articles that go more in depth into the Bulletproof diet and the science behind this, because I am not the person to be telling you the science. I'm just telling you what works for me. And the last few days, my body's still getting used to the little change up in foods, but my energy is on a completely another level. And to test this, just a few days ago I went on a 6-mile run to see how my legs felt, and I was insanely surprised with the level of energy my body still had after the fact. And if it doesn't prove to you that I can literally go on a 6-mile, hour-long run purely on burning fat and still feel amazing afterwards, if that doesn't prove that fat is a solid form of fuel for your body, then I don't know what is. But for every single one of you, I'd highly recommend trying Bulletproof Coffee, the Bulletproof Diet, and just doing further research and seeing what works for you. Like I say in every video, all of our bodies are different. This coffee may not work for you, this diet may not work for you. Everything I say in this video may not be the same for you as it is for me. But I know that this is one small strategy, one small mindset shift that I've changed, that I've made in the last few weeks, and it's caused a massive improvement in the quality of my health. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to see more just like this one, hit the like button, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think, and hit the subscribe button to see videos just like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.